Hello and welcome back to the Paris 2024 Weightlifting Daily Preview Show. On today's episode, we're going to cover the men's 89 kilo category and the women's 71 kilo category. I, Seb Ostrowicz, am joined, of course, by international man of mystery, Max Aita. Max, this 89 kilo category, it's a bit of a dull one.
Yeah, lackluster. I think we can just pass this one over and move on.
Let's scooch on by. No, the men's 89 kilo category, of course, is absolutely incredible, packed with world record holders. The number of athletes who've set world records in this category, I think it's 4, which is pretty amazing. The 2 Chinese, Lopez, Nasar. So we're going to take a look at the start list, and then we'll talk a little bit about the athlete's journey before we make our predictions. You can catch me and Max and our watch party at Weightlifting House TV. Make sure you head over to weightliftinghouse.com to catch all of the results, and we do have the Paris weightlifting sale there also. So we've got, 12 athletes in this category. From top to bottom, Karlos Nasar, Bulgaria, Yeison Lopez, Colombia, Keydomar Vallenilla, Venezuela, Mostafa Javadi, Iran, Karem Abakala, Egypt, Antonino Pizzolato, Italy, Marin Robu, Moldova, Andranik Karapetian, Armenia, Yudongju, Korea, Bodhi Santavi taking the... Actually, he sort of bumped into the top 10 because Petr Sayanak was removed. Then we have Carl Bruce taking the Oceania spot, and then Romain Imedushen gets the host nation spot for France. It's full of all-stars here, Max.
Yeah, this is maybe the most star-studded. Well, I mean, they're all star-studded, but this one is especially star-studded. A lot of really big names in here. It's going to be exciting for sure. Yeah,
it also feels like the only category where I feel sure that every single record will fall.
Oh, yeah.
It's not just the clean and jerk and the total. It's a snatch world record. I mean, the Olympic standards. I mean, this is hilarious. The Olympic standard clean and jerk is 212.
No.
Yeah, I mean, 4 or 5 people are going to beat that.
Oh, man, that is low.
Yeah, the Olympic standard clean and jerk, 390. World records, 182, 223, 396, held by 3 men. Yeison Lopez, Karlos Nasar, Li Dayan. But Karlos is probably going to beat that clean and jerk and that total by some way.
Yeah. Karlos Nasar, I mean, we assume he's probably going to break some records.
Yeah.
These will be his first Olympic records. So I don't, off the top of my head, know how many records he's broken from juniors all the way through Olympic records.
Yeah.
That's going to be, he's going to be one of the most decorated record holders, I mean, of the last decade for sure, maybe even a couple decades.
Yeah, for sure.
Across so many different age groups. That's crazy. The session's going to be good. I mean, it's, there's definitely Karlos, so it's like I don't think there's going to be a lot to contend against him. It's more a matter of like you get the excitement of what's he going to do, like what are the lifts he's going to put up. Personally, like I think it's going to be exciting because he was posting some interesting stuff. Maybe we can get into that later, but like. I'm super excited to see that. I'm super excited for Karlos, but then there's a lot of other people in here that are going to be fighting. It's funny looking at this and look at the other sessions too. It feels like the other sessions have been some of them like one big standout, and then everybody's going to be fighting for second. But now you have maybe there's a couple possibilities here. This one is maybe even the most of a standout, but then everybody else is going to be fighting for that second and third, and that's like potentially. Could go a lot of ways.
Absolutely. Let's revisit Karlos's journey a little bit during this qualifying procedure because he turned up in Colombia 2022. And we knew that he was amazing because he'd set that world record in the 81 kilo category at 17 or 18 years of age, 208, beat Lu Xiaojun's record. Then he lost to Antonino Pizzolato at the European Championships. Turned up at this World Championships and bombed out in the snatch. And that kind of set the tone to some degree that he was a bit of a wild character. Then, of course, he went on to hit that world record clean and jerk at 220. But he really turned things around after that. I think he sort of made this decision or understood, I'm not going to let that happen again. I'm too good to mess up in the snatch. And so when he then went to the European Championships in Yerevan, huge audience, amazing crowd, and he snatches well, and he sets another world record clean and jerk, 221 this time. You got Antonino Pizzolato staring him down.
Oh, that was an event.
And just as he's at this absolute peak where you're thinking, 395, this guy's going to run away with it, he snaps his Achilles. Yeah. And I mean, the coaching staff, the news coming out of Bulgaria it wasn't just, I don't think he's going to be able to compete at Worlds, or I don't think he's going to make the Olympics. It was, he may never lift again. And so when he turned up to that World Championships, of course he didn't compete, but just the fact that we saw him training, snatching 160, clean jerking 190, that was that relief of, okay, this guy is healing quick, like he's coming back. And then a few months later, he goes to Qatar, 223. He takes back his world record, clean and jerk.
Yeah.
I mean, his story has been amazing. After that, he's got a home European champs with the most pressure we've ever seen in terms of crowd and athlete. I mean, it was unbearably loud in that building.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Chants, and he smashed it. And then he goes to Thailand. And this is something that a lot of people don't know, actually. In Thailand, the day before, he went out to the beach. And he lay in the sun. I mean, it was 40 degrees Celsius, 110. I don't know what that is, but it's hot. And he turns up on the day of the competition, and he's just red. And we said to him, we're like, what have you done? He said, I just lay in the sun.
Yeah.
And he was in a lot of pain. And he attempted that 224 twice, missed it. And his coach said to us a few days ago, said, Karlos learned from his mistake. He will never lie in the sun again before a competition.
Nice.
And, who knows what he's going to do? But he's looking strong, right? We just watched him in training.
Karlos, it's funny when you recap all that because it feels like there was that shift, and it was probably Yerevan where it happened. But, like, seeing him in Bogota, he bombed out. And you're kind of like, okay, is he just like one of these flash-in-the-pan guys who has big meets and then comes and messes up and can't put it together? Then you have the Achilles thing after Yerevan.
Right.
And you're like, okay, maybe he had one off good meet, and now he's like just going to be another like kind of exactly like gets injured, maybe doesn't come back. But it's just been this kind of roller coaster until I feel like the last, like really this year, where he's really started to grow into it. And he's like, Thailand was great and Bulgaria was incredible. So
he feels more professional.
Yeah, exactly.
He's got a bit of a team around him. He's got his manager.
And his technique looks better. Like his lifts are more consistent.
Particularly the snatch.
Yeah. I mean, he was really like jumping forward, and his snatches were kind of like very hit and miss. He's gone from like maybe a low 170, mid 170 snatcher to now he's a guy who's, I mean, who knows? I mean, we've seen him snatching 180 plus in training.
Right.
So that's going to be really exciting. I mean, if he has the same trajectory and he continues that little bit of upward movement, we could see like historic numbers, like big numbers.
Oh yeah, I mean, he's capable of, he did that 181. He's capable of 183, 4. Whatever he needs to win it over Lopez.
Yeah.
We just spoke to his coach again a couple of days ago. His coach said he's eyeing up the 85.
Yeah.
Well, if he does that, something in the high 220s, even if he hits 225 with a 183, that's 408. That's a 12 kilo total world record.
I mean, 185 at 89 is like 1980s numbers. Those are big.
Yeah. 10 kilos off the all-timer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, you got Blagoev. Pull the, you got to cut the outlier out of there. But
cut the outlier.
I mean, that's a big snatch.
But also in the clean and jerk.
Yeah.
If he's pushing high 220s at 89, that's all time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's possible.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much that's gone on with this guy, watching him over the years, and he really has. It seems as though, to us, we see him, we talk to him at these competitions. It feels as though he's maturing.
Oh, for sure.
It's really nice to see because, like you said, there's that worry that he was a flash-in-the-pan type athlete.
Yeah.
He was getting a bit reckless outside of competition.
Yeah.
And now, he's better. He's staying outside of the Olympic village right now. He's staying in a nice, Airbnb somewhere in the countryside. He's training at a local gym, good weightlifting gym, but it's not a big thing. And I think that's good for him. Stay out of this, high intensity. Everyone's excited. All these young athletes running around everywhere. Keep him removed.
Yeah.
Let him in at the end. And once he's celebrated,
he can do whatever
let him loose. Let him go do his thing.
But well, he doesn't get sucked into any of the backroom antics. We've seen him.
No, he doesn't.
In Yerevan, we watched Nino do a workout.
Yeah.
Did some, I want to say, heavy snatch pulls.
Yeah.
Karlos is finished already. Just goes back and does some snatch pulls too. You see him in Bogota after the meet. He goes and maxes his back squat and power clean. Like he just seems to kind of maybe get pulled into that a little bit and gets too into that. So this is a good move, right?
Yeah.
Keep him out of it.
But then again, I mean, did you see him in Sofia, where we're in the back room and Nino sits down ready to come out and he's looking angry, and Karlos just looks lackadaisical. It's like he's not even weighing, he just sits down.
Yeah.
And Nino is, he feels Karlos right next to him, and Karlos just doesn't even. It's almost like he's gone up again a level. He doesn't really concern himself with a lot of people's performances. He knows that it's just his to lose at this point.
Karlos is very aware of the camera now too.
Yeah, he is.
Gives a quick glance, a little cheeky look, a little wink. So.
Well, did I tell you I was taking a look through some of our footage, and I hadn't seen this one before, but in Thailand, we've got a video of him in the back room watching Tian Tao attempt the 224.
Oh, really?
And he watches Tian Tao miss it, so he knows he's still got the world record. He turns around, he sees our camera, he walks up to it. He does number 1, he tenses his bicep, he points to it, says number 1, and walks off.
I love it.
So when we do the documentary, because we've got
perfect.
the Karlos one coming, we can have that clip in there, which would be very cool. But
yeah.
That's Karlos. I mean, moving down beyond that, Yeison Lopez, who we didn't even talk about, for the first half, even 2/3 of the qualifying procedure. He turned up in Saudi, didn't lift particularly well. I can't remember what he lifted, but it was, I think he went in at 96 even, and he was 96, 171, 200, right? Irrelevant numbers. Then he goes to the Grand Prix and he equals the world record. I don't know why he did that.
That was odd.
It was a warning sign to everybody. I'm here.
I guess,
It was strange they did it, hit a 210, and suddenly a 390 puts him at number 3 in the world.
Yeah.
Comes to Thailand, 182, hits that world record after Karlos hit his world record of 181, takes it back, and then a 210, missed 215, but if he'd have made the 215, he'd actually have the number 1 total, 397. He'd have moved ahead of Lee Dayan.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, even, in the beginning, like you said, we didn't see much from Lopez, but if he's one of those guys who continues a bit of that upward trajectory, I mean, he could be in there. I don't know. It's hard to say.
Yeah.
But he's not. I mean, he's no slouch. I mean, he's snatching. He could be the first in the snatch.
He could be.
Very possibly.
He could be. I mean, he's not going to be third.
Yeah, no way.
Yeah. So he's an interesting one. And then, of course, the battle behind him is just so tight. You've got Keydomar, who went on this ridiculous streak of he got a podium in 15 straight international competitions or something like that. I'd say he's taken a recent slight downturn, it feels like. Winning in Bogota looked great and then didn't quite hold on to that. I think at the World Cup most recently, what did we see from him? 165, and then he declined. I don't know what's happened to Keydomar. Before that, he was, he's always in the 170s, and he's basically always over 210. So he seems like Mr. Consistent. He seems like a 380 to 385 guy.
Yeah, he's super strong, too. We just posted some big squat video. And
300 back squat.
Yeah, it's like, he has the strength. He's going to be there. It's like, can he put it together the day of? He's a little bit inconsistent.
Yeah.
He's not as technically, sharp as, some of the other lifters, but he could be there for sure.
Yeah, definitely. He's just lost a little bit of that excitement.
Yeah.
Which is a shame because I was really rooting for him, and I still do. I certainly want everyone here to do well. But there was a sense of he was making the sport more fun again. Yeah. He was, celebrating. He was going crazy on stage. And I think he'll still do that if he lifts well. Yeah. But just, it shows how fickle we all are. It only takes a few downward performances. Right. And you can lose some of the support, some of the fans. I mean, there are so many athletes in the session to talk about. I mean, Mostafa Javadi. Yeah. You cannot count the Iranian out. No. I mean, that man will go under clean and jerk. He will go under 240 if he has to. Yeah.
I mean, it'll barely move off the floor. It'll be going so slow, you're not sure if it's moving, and then all of a sudden he's under it, and
if he gets it to the knee, he's going under. Yeah. And he did it in Saudi. He hit the 215. Yeah. For the win, hit the backflip, and 215 is no small.
That's a big lift. Yeah. I mean, Karlos kind of skews a lot of this. Yeah. Because he's so far ahead.
You see him hitting 225 in training so often.
Yeah, and he's doing those numbers, like you said, regularly. So, I mean, 210, 215 clean and jerks in this class are strong. Those are big lifts. But to be saying like, oh, well, he could do 215, and knowing that's potentially 9-10 kilos under what maybe the first place is going to do.
Yeah.
It puts into perspective how good this session is, or how good this class will be. Right. And then, obviously, for me, there's a lot in here kind of that started out early in the quad, Nino, Karlos, and then just kind of, we never had it. They had the one battle at Europeans, and we didn't get that, that continued fight. And now Karlos is just so far ahead. But I think someone, a couple of these guys down here below, Javadi as well, like very good lifters, Nino, Robu, both of those are super solid lifters that could potentially be doing, very respectable lifts here, but they just are going to have a hard time getting into the medals.
I mean, what can Nino do? Because, he's always had a big clean on him.
Yeah.
He, at the last Olympic Games, he took the bronze in the 81s. He cleaned 210.
Yeah.
Which was a 3-kilo world record at the time. He cleaned it and missed the jerk.
He cleaned the 222 in Bulgaria.
He cleaned 222 in Bulgaria. He's made 217 in competition, and he always attempts 175. I mean, this quad, he's attempted it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. And he made it. He hasn't made it this. Well, he's made it in the quad, but not during qualifying.
Yeah, he only made it at the Euros.
Euros 22. So if he can hit 75, if he can make it, we know that he's good for 210 these days.
Could he do 75, 220?
No. I don't think so.
I think that 220 is just...
It's a
hard clean.
I think if he can do 75, 15, he's a happy man.
Yeah.
And I'd be happy for
390 would be really good for him.
I feel like he deserves that.
Yeah.
I don't... He's not done enough to make me feel like he can do the 220 in the jerk.
Yeah.
But 15... he's another person who could fall prey to the lockout. If the press out rules are harsh.
Yeah.
He's got a dodgy shoulder. Sometimes the elbow bends a bit.
Right. Yeah. Oh man, it's. Yeah. I would love to see Nino do that 390 total. Maybe even a kilo or two more.
He did 391, right? That was his. Was it 392?
Yeah, 392, right?
That was his world record total at one point.
Yeah, it was 75-17.
Yeah. You got Karim Abakala from Egypt, who's been competing at 96. He almost qualified at 102, but then came down to 89. He's a very strong guy. I don't fancy him for a medal.
Yeah,
but
I can't see
but
that.
He's a very strong guy. And then we can't. Well, you can. I'm not saying we count him out. We're not counting him in the medals, but you gotta love him.
Yeah.
Marin, Stanky Leg, Robu.
Yeah.
That guy has put on some absolute shows for us over the years. The way that he competed in Sofia,
it was
the
phenomenal.
207 is just. You would never believe that somebody who looked like that could do that. I mean, people watching know that, not all weightlifters look like weightlifters.
Yeah.
But until you stand with Marin, even when you're stood there, you start to question whether you can outlift him.
Yeah.
Because you just think, I think I look like I can outlift this guy.
Yeah.
And then he just goes and squats 275, and you think, no. I can't.
Robu's an interesting one because he just doesn't have like the way he moves and how he is. Like you just don't expect it.
No.
But 200 plus clean and jerks are that's a big weight, and the fact that he's doing those, but on top of it, he just does not look comfortable.
No.
His depth is weird. He's crooked. His knee does the thing. Like
he's not catching any bounce.
Yeah, it's like he's fun to watch. You definitely get behind him,
Totally.
He's a big fan favorite in my opinion.
So, all right, I think we should do some predictions.
Yeah.
Okay. And not only predictions, I want to hear a Karlos actual numbers prediction, if you're up for it.
Yeah.
We're both going to say Karlos Gold.
Yeah, Karlos Gold for sure.
I'm going to say Yeison Silver.
I think Karlos Lopez, and then
it gets very difficult after that.
Third could go so many ways. As it stands on the list, the start list right now, third place is a 385. Yeah. Now, if we assume that some of these guys, or like a Nino could do a 390, he could be third. It could be,
but that he has to hit 75.
Yeah. I mean, the Italians are putting it on the bar.
Yeah,
I think by now we've learned their strategy.
I mean, let's think. Can Karim do 390?
I don't see that.
He'd have to do some. No. So I don't think Karim can. So
Karim
he's
can't.
Out.
I don't see Javadi doing it. He'd have to do a huge snatch.
72, 213?
Maybe.
That's 385.
Maybe, yeah. But I think I'm going to say.
The safe bet, I think, is K-Dog.
I think it's going to come down to. Yeah. K-Dog and Nino are going to fight back and forth for third.
Yeah.
I would probably lean a little more towards Keydomar because I think he's going to be a little more consistent. I think as much as Nino is very strong, he just doesn't seem to ever. He has not recently been putting together enough lifts to make that total happen. We're getting one snatch maybe and one clean and jerk.
Yeah.
Maybe two.
Yeah.
And it's just like you're going to need two snatches, two clean and jerks to get to 390.
Yeah, yeah.
Or over 385.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at what we guessed a few months ago. Yeah, we've stuck with it. Karlos, Yeison, Keydomar, and then you put in brackets what's his name? Ali Abadi, Mostafa Javadi.
Oh, Javadi, yeah.
You said Javadi close. Yeah.
I say Javadi because I know.
I could see him load it.
Yeah, I know
could see him get it, actually. I really could see him get the bronze.
I mean, he did the 215, right?
Yeah.
And it was one of those, like, he had to do it to win, and he has the head for it.
Right.
It's what kind of shape is he in here?
And the Iranians have a way of, I mean, they're quite emotional on the platform in many ways. You know, when you watch them, like, they come in clutch and they hit these huge lifts, or it kind of all falls apart.
Yeah.
And we saw that at the World Cup in the 102s. We've seen it with other big supers who've fallen apart on the platform. But I think Mostafa will, you know, he's going to make it exciting. That's for sure.
Yeah, it'll be good for sure. Karlos numbers?
Yeah. I don't want to get carried away too much with that.
Yeah, I would be conservative, and I would say I think we're going to break 400.
Yeah.
I think 400 is going down for sure. The question becomes
183, 224.
Yeah, I could see that.
Those are my numbers.
I have a feeling
he might miss the 83.
I can't see him going above 83 because there's really no, like, how do you get there?
His coach told me yesterday 230.
So on the clean and jerk, I was going to say he actually has the room for it.
Yeah.
He'll win on the second clean and jerk.
Opener.
Yeah, the opener.
215,
right? Yeah.
216 for the win.
And that's his style.
Yeah.
He'll win the opening clean and jerk. Then he can do whatever he wants. I wouldn't be surprised to see depending on what he snatches.
I think he'll do 230 attempt.
Well, I was going to say, we could see him go from opener to 230. Or 227 or something. He just does that. You know,
didn't he do it
take
in
those jumps, and it's
in Yerevan? Did he do 205, 221?
Yeah, it was something giant.
I think he won on a 205 opener.
Was that what he did? I'm gonna look. That was so. I remember he took a huge jump.
Yeah, let's pull it up.
208 to 215. So
no, Yerevan.
Oh, Yerevan. What was that? Yeah, 205 to 221.
Yeah. Thank you. 16 kilo jump.
Yeah.
So
that's
215.
It's only 15 to get to 230 from 215.
Yeah.
That would be my thought. I'm going to call a 230 clean and jerk.
Okay.
As potentially a second, unless obviously that would change if he needed to do two clean and jerks to win. Let's say he snatches poorly or something.
Then it changes.
But if he's won it on his opener,
or he goes to 24 for the world record, guarantees it, and then he
takes
jumps to
230. Yeah.
Something like that.
I mean, we saw that training video where he tried 230 3 times.
3 times. Yeah.
And that was probably within 10 minutes of each other.
Yeah.
Total time, right?
Yeah.
So,
and he's in good shape right now.
Man,
I mean, the way he just did that 250 for 5 in the back squat.
Yeah.
You know, he's 3 days out.
He's strong.
Wait, no, he did that yesterday, which was a Monday. Yeah. You know, he competes on Friday.
Wow.
And he moved it faster than normal, I'd say. And the 210, the 170 was the most impressive for me.
The snatch is what's gone really well. He looks
so good. How about
that
pull at 230?
Yeah.
When he pulled it, we both went, ooh.
Oh, he's going to clean that.
Yeah, he can.
I think
he's going to get under it. He's the most exciting in many ways because you just think.
You skip behind him. You want to see these numbers. To me, and I think to anyone who's newer to lifting, maybe hasn't really been super privy to the sort of like numbers from back in the day, and had seen like, okay, here's what the 80s and 90s were, and early 2000s, Russians back in the day when they were competing. Like, you look at like a 230 clean and jerk,
and you're getting back to the
89.
Numbers.
That is, like, to put that in context, that is a gigantic lift. That is so big.
1992 did 235.
Yeah.
Kropati did 235.
Yeah.
And Solodov did 235.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Well, no, I think Solodov did 233.
Yeah, 233.
So 2 guys at 90 have done 235. If Karlos approaches 230 at 89.
Oh, man.
I mean, we're getting close to like the best middleweight clean and jerks ever.
Yeah, I mean, that lift, 230 to 89, would be right in there with Vardanyan and everyone else.
I mean, Vardanyan did 228.
Yeah. It's just like, it's really exciting because he wants it, and he did, right? Didn't Karlos just post on Instagram some kind of little montage video of like the Bulgarians of starts like Yanko Rusev and then Krastev and Zlatev, and you're like,
all the way up.
What's going on here? This guy's got a plan to put himself in the history books.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm excited.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
71s.
Nasar has just set a snatch world record. Only just, but he does make it.
Red bar's now 184. Solid.
You can't drop your back knee any lower than that. Become the number 2 ranked 102 in the world if he makes this lift. Gets under the bar.
Look at that save. What a fight.
He holds it.
'71s.
Yeah, let's do it.
I mean, the women's 71 kilo category again it has changed so much over the last few years.
Oh yeah.
We were convinced for a long time that it was Lao Guifang from China who was going to be the athlete going to this Olympic Games, but it's just not turned out that way.
And even before that, the U.S. delegation was a big question.
Yeah,
there was 3 girls that could potentially have gone. Well, there's 2 that could have gone there, but there was really 3 in the fight. Was Olivia, Maddie Rogers, Kate Vibert.
I mean, the year before at the 2021 World Championships, Olivia went at 71, and so did Meredith, and Meredith won.
And Meredith, right? Yeah.
So Olivia was not even really the number 2 in the USA.
Yeah, and it was really this question of like which one of them is going to be selected.
Right.
And now you're in a spot of looking at, I mean, Reeves is the first USA, number 1. That's amazing.
Yeah, so you've got Olivia Reeves, USA, Angie Dajomes, snatch world record holder, Ecuador, Loredana Toma, ex-world record holder, Vanessa Sarno, Neama Saied, Chen Wen-huei, Marie Sanchez, Susanna Volodska, Joy Azy, Amanda Schott, and Jacqueline Nichelle, and then of course Marie Fegue from the host nation spot. And I feel as though once again we get to another category where we feel, semi-confident in saying that the winner is Olivia Reeves.
Yeah.
She just feels like, she's got the nice thing is if you're the best, it's nice to be the best in the clean and jerk because you give yourself the final chance. But there's a chance that she's the best in the snatch.
Oh, I think so.
Dajomes obviously has that world record at 121, but the way that Olivia did the 118 in Thailand and then the 120 at USA Nationals.
Yeah.
You kept saying to me she'll go for a world record snatch, and I kept thinking, I'm not sure, but I do think 122 she can make.
Yeah. I think, 118, 120, next meet, 122.
Yeah.
I just don't see why she wouldn't even try. I
think she should open at 14.
Yeah, they could be conservative, but that could be a mistake. Mm-hmm. Opening too light could throw you off.
Right.
Could be a little bit weird.
Yeah.
I've spoken to her a few times, and she just has she's very confident.
She's extremely confident.
Got a great demeanor.
Yeah.
Like, there's no fear that, she's not walking up to the bar unsure. No. She knows what's going on, and she knows how good she is.
I was just editing some videos of her on the sort of road to Paris, and every time she walks out for a heavy snatch or a heavy clean and jerk, she's not just smiling, she's almost laughing. It's almost like she's laughing about, oh boy, this is going to be fun.
Yeah.
I'm just about to annihilate this weight.
Yeah.
People are going to realize just what I can do.
Yeah.
And I know that. I mean, she turned up in Bogota. She lifted pretty well. I think she might have even beat Kay at that meet. And then by Saudi, she hit a junior world record, which meant that she moved ahead of Dajomes, which kind of showed Dajomes like there's someone else here. But really, I think that we've said this before, but the meet that made me really question that she could win the Olympics was Qatar. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, I can't remember what she did. She hit 147, that's for sure. And in the snatch, maybe, let's see, 115, 147. And that's when we realized, okay, Lao Guifang and Team China are scared. Yeah. They might not send her. And we thought, okay, she's just got to scare Guifang in Thailand. Yeah. We didn't mean that she had to beat her.
I mean, she crushed
But she just crushed her. 118, 150. Yeah. Guifang, Song Kuk-yang, the North Korean, crushed, devastated. Reeves just steamrolled them. Oh, yeah, it was brutal. 6 for 6. Yeah, 1850. And not just 150, but she did 147 before. Yeah. It's not like she did a lighter one. I mean, 147. Yeah. Opening at 42. Crushed them.
Didn't pull a Karlos Nasar and take a 21% jump.
You could have Lao Guifang in elite shape here and potentially not win at the Olympics if she went.
That's possible.
If Olivia goes 22.53, something like that, I mean, you think she wants to take 55. We'll see. She might do.
I think if there's a shot on the third that's open,
she'll go. It will be open.
It'll be open for sure. Well, I mean, you don't know, right? Barring nothing else going wrong.
I'd be stunned if she didn't have a free third attempt.
I think she's going to win this on probably.
If she snatches 3, she'll win it on the opener.
Yeah. I could see that. Maybe we don't see that big a number, but I mean, it's only she did what 51.
The snatch seems more likely to me.
Yeah. I mean, if she went and broke all those records, right, that would be one of the most wild things. Yeah. The real question here, not real question, the sort of this second place I think is pretty much locked up, right?
I don't know if it is, I know that you're thinking it's Dajomes.
Yeah.
Right? Because Dajomes, she's got the big snatch, she hit that 121 world record, but recently her snatch has been sort of, last 2 meets, 113 and 110.
Oh, that's true.
So let's say she gets to 15. And then on a good day these days, she's going to do 16:38. Yeah. There are a couple of athletes. I'm going to mention 2 of them. Vanessa Sarno.
Yeah, Sarno's good.
I was going to say Chen Wen-huei, but you can't count out Neama Saied. Yeah. 2021 world champ. But Sarno's the one for me where, and we've not even mentioned Loredana, but Sarno, Sarno was just looking so good. She made that 110 snatch at the World Cup. And a 135, and she just missed 138. But she made 141 at the Grand Prix in Qatar. So, if you put a 140 and a 110, that's a silver medal.
Yeah, I could see that.
It might be a silver medal.
I could see that. I think Dajomes definitely has the favor for silver by a good margin. But
you are right.
Like, Toma on here is it's one of those scenarios of like Toma's on here with 256, but I don't know if she medals. That could be tough. She did not lift well. She didn't do anything big in Thailand.
She snatched all right at European. She hit 114.
Yeah. But then
what's she going to clean and jerk?
Clean and jerk in
32?
Maybe almost high 20s.
Yeah. Recently, high 20s.
That would be a 245.
Yeah. Yeah.
That could be rough.
Yeah, I don't see Loredana medaling.
She could be in Bogota. She snatched 121 in training hall. Did the 119 world record. So there's a possibility she just hasn't been in shape, or really doesn't need to do much and hasn't tried.
She has tried and she misses.
That's true. She
tries hard.
I'm trying to give her the favor, but it's like
trying to give her the BOD, but it doesn't exist. Not anymore. And then Neama Saied falls into the same trap that Karim Bakala fell into in the 89s, and to some degree we're going to see in the 81s with Sarah Ahmed, where we just don't know what the Egyptians are doing.
Yeah.
They just haven't competed enough. We can't know what. I can't predict Neama.
Yeah.
She's had a couple good meets, but not recently.
Yeah. This is a tough one. This is such a.
And don't count out Chen Wen-huei.
Yeah. I mean, this is a tough battle here for third.
Yeah.
That bronze medal here could go a lot of different ways.
What about Marie? We forgot about Marie Fegue.
Yeah, she's in there.
Didn't she just snatch 115 in Thailand?
Yeah,
115, 140?
She had a good day. She had a very good day there.
Something like, no, maybe not 140, but she has done 140.
Big.
She made, no, it was she had 115, 130.
Yeah.
A few meets before that, she did the 40 though.
But 245 could.
It's a bronze.
245 could be bronze. That could be a bronze medal.
It could be a bronze. 50 is guaranteed medal.
Yeah, for sure. 50
245 could be.
But with Toma not going to be doing 256, and Sarno is good, but
Sarno's great.
Could be a miss. That's a fight. That third place could be a fight where a one mislift costs you the whole thing.
Yeah.
Right? And it could be that. Yeah, I would say don't count Fegue out.
But Fegue's coming down.
That's true.
I don't know by how much.
Yeah.
We've probably got her weights here. So most recently 74.52. Before that 74.85.
Oh, that's not too bad.
It's 3.5 kilos.
Yeah, you could make that cut without being destroyed.
What I really hope for is I want a good battle. There are a few lifters here who I just see as consistently superb.
Yeah.
And they would be Vanessa Sarno and Chen Wen-huei. And they're just always a joy to watch.
Yeah.
They put in big lifts. They're very solid in the clean and jerk. They're great fun to watch. Reeves, I think, she's too talented. I think she'll run away with it. I think Dajomes, if she's healthy, she can sort herself out for a silver. What I really want to see is a solid battle. I want to see them make big lifts. I want one of them to snatch 111. I want to see them both going for 140. And whomever wins a medal between that little group, I don't mind as long as they lift well.
I would say, I would agree 100% that if we could get this like little cluster here, these top 3 to 4 below, from 3rd through 6th here, getting into a good fight with a lot of made lifts, that's gonna be a really good and potentially unpredictable who wins that.
Totally
in that battle.
Yeah, I mean, Toma, Sarno, Neama Said's a world champ.
Yeah.
Chen Wen-huei.
What did we predict before?
Yeah, well, let's take a look.
I'm curious because I wonder how much it's changed now.
I think mine will have stayed the same. So my predictions: Reeves, Dajomes, Sarno. And my predictions were Reeves, Dajomes, Sarno.
Yeah, I might have put Toma in there.
Yours was Reeves, Dajomes, Toma.
Yeah.
With a question mark next to Toma.
Yeah.
And then underneath you wrote brackets Sarno 4th.
Yeah. I was and I had a thought, I think back then my feeling was more, is she just sandbagging up until this point, or not sandbagging, but
I mean, if she can hit a 15, everything changes.
Or if she snatches really well, she snatches 18.
18.
That gives her a spot.
We don't know. We don't know.
It's still like 1832 would be 250.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Maybe
it's there.
Maybe. We don't know. But we will be watching it live at Weightlifting House TV on the watch party.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of fun. We can't wait. The weightlifting kicks off very shortly.
Yeah.
We are extremely excited for it. Sign up, head over there, and you get to watch me and Max. You get all of these shows. You get extra training videos, documentaries, all that good stuff. That's at weightliftinghouse.tv. The link for that is down below. And, of course, if you just want the results, just head to weightliftinghouse.com. You'll see the Paris Hub results at the top. Click that, and you can see absolutely everything there. And check out the sale that we have going on as well, the big Paris weightlifting sale. Should we wrap this up?
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you on the watch party at Weightlifting House TV.